Howdy folks, I'm 14 busy bakers, briskly baking beauteous baguettes.
I'm Amber.
And here are more beauteous baguettes for us to bake, because we are just the finest bakers. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Will I be a jerk if I don't throw my daughter a party for her 17th birthday like I warned her if she didn't apologize for the stunt that she pulled last year? I'm a 42-year-old female and a mom to my daughter, Annie, who is about to turn 17 in a few weeks. Last year, for her sweet 16, we let Annie bring a few friends to get their hair and nails done at a highly rated salon on me and her father. We live in a fairly wealthy part of town, but one of the friends that she invited, Rachel, came from a family that isn't as well off as ours. Rachel likes to make soap as a hobby, and she made Annie a rose-scented bar of soap in the shape of a rose. It was beautiful, and I thought that it was such a sweet gift, but Annie didn't see it that way. The other friends bought more expensive presents for her, and she didn't appreciate a cheap one. The girls got into an argument over that. When I went to pick up the girls, Rachel was there, looking upset with neither her nails or hair done. She said it wasn't covered, so I asked Annie what this was all about, because it was supposed to be covered for everyone, but Annie denied everything. Another friend told me that Annie told the receptionist at the salon not to cover Rachel behind Rachel's back over the gift that she bought. Annie refused to apologize to Rachel, so her dad and I donated all of her gifts and warned her that if she doesn't apologize to Rachel in front of me and pay for Rachel to get her hair and nails done out of her allowance, there would be no 17th birthday party. Well, fast forward a year, she did neither, and she starts to discuss her 17th birthday party. I told her about the warning last year, and she lost it. People I know are pretty divided on this, so am I the jerk? Alright folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. Annie needs something to get through to her, and honestly, I don't know if canceling her birthday party is going far enough. It seems like she still has a lot of privileges and has not examined what it means to live a privileged life.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly think that Opie and her husband had the right idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they approached this with the right spirit, hoping that she would do the right thing. But I think after a while of her not doing anything, maybe there should have been more attached to the punishment. We're not going to give you an allowance. We're not going to give you any luxuries. And to kind of drive the point home.
Right, make her pay for anything beyond the necessities with her own money.
But then the question becomes, is it even a sincere apology at a certain point?
Well, it's not, but like it might be worth implementing those sort of things anyway. Like not tie it to the apology so much, because I think wanting her to apologize in the moment was a good place to go, because what she did was horrible.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, it's very clear that she feels no remorse for what she did.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of showing her that she is privileged and is not entitled to the things that she has, and that it's not about how much money you spend on a gift. It's about the thought that goes into it. Yeah. And it sounds like Rachel put a lot of care into making this specialized bar of soap.
Yeah.
It's really a shame that Annie is so materialistic. And I think the only thing that's going to get through to her is if she loses more of those material goods. So yeah. You know, if she has a nice car that she drives to school, make her take the bus, make her, bike or something like that. There's ways to kind of hammer home that these are privileges, not rights, and that you shouldn't look down upon people just because they don't have a lot of money.
Yeah, so I think the initial punishment probably just didn't go far enough, and that's part of the reason why Annie thought that she was going to get away with this in the end, is because she thought that you folks would forget about it. But actually I think that sticking this to her and holding her to it is certainly like a really excellent thing, right? I mean, I think that goes does what it's supposed to do. I also think that at some point in time you should have talked to Rachel and apologized and actually gotten her nails and hair done. And whatnot.
Opie does say in the comments that she paid for Rachel to get the hair and nails done, and she's still on friendly terms with the mom, but the girls, their relationship is of course gone. Yeah.
All right, well, I mean, if that's the case, then good on OP. I mean, I think that they're doing what they can to make the situation right. And I think that the comeuppance is now, right? Annie has realized that there are consequences to her actions, and she didn't apologize, so she's going to get what she was threatened with, right? But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Life Learn Love says, not the jerk, sounds like your daughter is well on the way to being a mean girl and entitled. Stick to your guns or expect her to continue to think that you will never hold her accountable. Is she still friends with Rachel? After a stunt like that, if I were Rachel, I would not be inclined to accept having my hair and nails paid for by your daughter. I would find it a painful reminder of how she humiliated me, but that's just me. And OP replies, they aren't friends anymore. I am not surprised about that. And Imontis says, not the jerk, whatever happened to Rachel? Can't imagine they're still friends after that. And OP replies, they're not. I'm still friends with her mom though. I ended up paying for Rachel to go, which I think is actually a really sweet gesture. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for selecting that I had gone to college in my dating profile, when I never finished college? So in my dating profile, I will select that I have a master's degree. I never actually went to college, edit, never finished, because people want to be pedantic. And I dropped out of high school. But I've spent the last 30 years of my life learning about almost any subject that has piqued my interest at all, from genealogy to philosophy to neurology. This means that I get along much better with people who have done a lot of learning than those who have not. And I select Miskatonic University as my school, which is a Lovecraft joke. Until today, nobody held this against me. Today, I matched with a lady who is getting her graduate degree. We talked extensively about different things that we enjoyed learning about. I mentioned the book on fraudulent archaeology that I'm currently reading. She talked about her graduate research into a brain-machine interfacing. She even praised that I was so well read and still feeding my brain while being early retired. When she asked about the school that I put down, I fully disclosed that I had not actually gone to college. She replied by saying that she wanted somebody who was honest and had integrity, and that saying that I had gone to college when I had not meant that I had no integrity and that I was a liar. I replied saying that college and I did not get along because it focused on memorization rather than learning. But that didn't stop me from expanding my knowledge base. And that app does not allow you to put down your level of knowledge, but only your level of formal education. Then she unmatched with me, and I do not have access to the conversation anymore, otherwise I would post it. I have no doubt that if I had not told her the truth, that she would never have known. I have a feeling that she has been badly hurt by people that lied to her in the past, and that this is causing her to react strongly now. So am I the jerk? Thanks. Alright folks, what do you think?
Yeah, I think OP's being a jerk here. And if you look into the comments, he's really being hypocritical because when he doesn't put down that he has a master's degree, the other people he tends to match with are people without college degrees who he says are just too dull and insipid for him. I think it's great that OP likes learning things, and it's great that he wants to have intellectual conversations, but you need to be upfront with people and honest. It's the deception where I think the issue is.
Yeah, people shouldn't be judging other people by their level of education. And certainly there are very smart people who have not gone to college and are very well read and very well educated. There are people who have gone to college that aren't as educated as or well-rounded as they should be.
Well, and that's very, very true. And college isn't the end-all, be-all. But to be fair, like, dating apps are inherently shallow. People will filter people by, like, hair color, eye color, you know, all kinds of preferences, height, you know. And so I can understand why people would have a preference for a certain education level.
I can understand why they would feel frustrated by their situation. I think that their date actually has a point where OP isn't being intellectually honest to lie about their degree of education, right? There may be other ways to go about this, though, that's a little bit more honest.
Right. Well, and OP may be looking in the wrong places. Like, dating apps are inherently shallow, like we said. So, like, are there groups? Like, it sounds like he has a ton of interests. So, like, is there a local discussion club for any of these, or hobby clubs? Like, there may be that some of these interests he has, I mean, there are tons of other people who have them. And if not, like, local meetups, online forums. Like, there's all kinds of places you can engage with people who have similar interests. So I think that might be a more fruitful avenue. And he doesn't have to, like, be dishonest that way.
And I think also OP's concern about education is a little unfounded too, because a good degree program isn't going to be about memorization. It's going to be about understanding the science behind the topic, right? And, that's generally what a higher degree of education is going to do for you, is it's going to teach you how to think. It's not necessarily teaching you the knowledge itself, right? Though that is a part of it.
Well, and unfortunately, a lot of intro classes can go that way, especially if they're taught by overworked adjuncts. Like there are some classes that are straight up like multiple choice test all the way down. And there are barriers to higher education, particularly with people with certain learning disabilities or forms of neurodivergence. So college isn't the right fit for everyone.
No.
And it doesn't mean that you're not a smart person.
No, again, like what you were talking about and pointing to the kind of the hypocrisy in the situation that, OP matches with these people who, don't have necessarily a college education, and he finds them, boring or whatever he said. And it's just kind of like, aren't you kind of being hypocritical in the respect that you're not giving people a chance? And unfortunately, like Amber said, dating apps are kind of inherently shallow. People filter by whatever, and you kind of get what you get at the end of the day. And like, people are focusing themselves down without opening, people wonder why they don't match well on dating apps, but they're basically like filtering things down so far that, I want someone who has perfect looks. I want them to have, a PhD. I want them to,
make $200,000 a year.
$200,000 a year, exercise 5 times a week, all the, be at least 6 feet tall. How many people are you going to find in life like that? Like 2? What are the odds that if everyone's shooting for the top, that they're not going to pair off with somebody quickly?
Right. And I mean, that's why I think like real life interactions or forums and whatnot, they have a lot more room for like getting to know someone, because a lot of those qualities that people like check on dating apps aren't actually as important to them as they might think.
Yeah.
You're more than willing to overlook, oh, well, this person doesn't do X, but we have great conversations. When you meet people organically, you tend not to have like this strict, rigid standards.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber has a joke.
Young monster, look, Ma, I'm chasing a big man around a tree. Mother monster, Junior, how many times must I tell you not to play with your food?
I figured that was coming. And I also have a joke. What do Romeo, Juliet, and a melon have in common? Cantaloupe. And I have Mega Mint.
And a special guest cup.
Yes, Amber was drinking some of the special guest tea that we had yesterday, and she couldn't finish it, and so she gave me the rest of it, and here is her special cup.
It glows in the dark. It's so fun. They're little zombie hands that glow.
All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy, spectacular Saturday. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please, have it in the form of a fortune cookie that 14 bakers had to put together.
Why is my fortune cookie made out of bread?
As if bakers couldn't.
I don't know.
Bakers clearly can't make fortune cookies. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Did you just hear that, folks? Amber just sneezed in the baguettes. Gross.
There's no baguettes. I sneeze into my shoulder like you're supposed to do.
She sneezed into the baguettes. I never actually went to edit, never finished because people want to be pandemic. Edit, never finished because people want to be pandemic. Pandenic, Brian? Pandenic? There's not even A at the beginning.